The United States discreetly delivered a batch of long-range ballistic missiles called ATACMS to Ukraine, and they've just been put to use for the first time, according to new reports. News.com has learned that they were sent after some reluctance from President Joe Biden, who worried it could escalate tensions with Russia. The missiles give the country the ability to strike Russian targets that are farther away while keeping their forces out of harm's way. The New York Times reported that the Army tactical missile system known as ATACMS struck 2 air bases in Russian-occupied territory on October 17. The missiles reportedly damaged runways, an ammunition depot, an anti-aircraft missile launcher, military equipment, and destroyed 9 helicopters, Ukraine's Special Operations Forces announced on Telegram. Reporting from the Wall Street Journal suggests the U.S. officials who spoke on the condition of anonymity were not authorized to publicly discuss the matter before an official announcement was made. According to these officials, the ATACMS were delivered to Ukraine in secret, with the expectation that the first public acknowledgement would come when the missiles were used in combat. This marks a departure from the Biden administration's usual practice of making such deliveries public. Although initially hesitant, the Biden administration approved the delivery in September during a meeting with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky at the White House. After the meeting, the U.S. avoided disclosing the number of missiles delivered, but it is estimated to be around 2 dozen. Zelensky addressed the nation after the missile strike saying, "Today I am especially grateful to the United States. Our agreements with President Biden are being implemented. And they are being implemented very accurately, ATACMS have proven themselves." According to the New York Times, a U.S. official said Ukraine was told they could not use the missiles inside Russian territory. The versions that were sent were apparently limited in range, but could reach Russia bases being used for air support and supplies. This marks the second time the U.S. sent cluster munitions to Ukraine since the first shipment in July. In response to the previous delivery, Putin claimed that Russia had a sufficient stockpile of different kinds of cluster bombs, and that it would take reciprocal action if Ukraine were to use theirs. The leak of this information follows Zelensky's repeated calls for the U.S. to deliver missiles, as Time reported. ATACMS supplied by the United States were used by Ukrainian defenders for the first time in last night's strikes on the Russian invaders near Berdyansk and Luhansk. This is the airfield near Berdyansk. Ukrainian forces intend to use these missiles in their counteroffensive strategy as winter approaches, enabling them to strike behind Russian lines while remaining out of the enemy's reach.